There isn't an estimate.
Give it to Kendra, and she fills it out.
Okay, it's 6:30. Let's call the meeting to order. Pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Cindy.
Yep.
Mark. Absent. Deb.
Yes.
Adam. Kara.
Here.
Harold.
Here.
Todd.
Yep.
Amy.
Here.
Me.
Public notice. Mission statement.
Mission statement of the Gale-Ettrick-Trempealeau School District is learning for all, learning for life.
On to item 6, oath of office. So we have a board member and 2 returning board members.
Yes. So at this time, we will get Harold, Cindy, and Scotty. Do that. We'll read the oath of office and then give it to Punk. It's yours. So what we'll do is we'll just get you to stand up. And then all together, we will, or you three will read the oath of office. And then I need to see each of you sign it. And then I'll gather it back and notarize it.
Just a second, I lost mine.
No, so you'll just start with the I, and then
Thank
your
you.
name. Yep. All right.
Okay.
All set? So I,
I, Cindy George, have been elected or appointed to the office of Gale-Ettrick-Trempealeau School Board, but have not yet entered upon the duties thereof, swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin, and will faithfully discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability.
No, he just has it memorized after how many?
There you go.
I should have it memorized by
You
now,
should.
right?
Congratulations, Scotty and Cindy and Punk. Yeah, and then we'll be
Thank you.
Thank you.
bring you up to speed here in the next few weeks to get you caught up. All right, with that, we're on to number 7, consent agenda. We have the approval of the March 26 minutes, financial report, and personnel agenda. Take a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'm just going to add one thing. If you didn't have a chance to read the personnel approvals, there is one change from the committee as a whole report that you saw. There was one addition, Joelle Carpenter, middle school math interventionist. She was added. She's a new teacher, new to teaching, and they're very excited to have her on the board. So that one more topic. He was really busy filling up his team.
That addition, I take a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I move to approve.
Motion by Cindy, second.
Second.
Second by Sarah. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Public comments, I don't believe we have any comments. Correspondence.
I just have one thing, and this really applies to Scotty. So we got an invite from WASB for new school board members to go to the member gatherings. I know a lot of you here have gone to those when you first started. So we have one on April 23rd.
I passed the email of that on to her, and then she can go to the links and sign up.
Give her every opportunity to get up to speed.
Correspondence. Staff and student recognition. I guess I'll start off by recognizing the middle school for their play this weekend. kids get that Betsy and get the opportunity. They said it was very, very good. So, the schools. Michelle, would you have anything?
I was just gonna publicly thank, Amy for being on our board this last year. It's good. She's just a lot of wisdom every time Amy has something to say. It was well worth listening to.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Sad to see you going.
Anybody else?
I would just recognize that we held, a couple weeks ago, the, music solo and ensemble here at GET for the first time I don't know if it's the first time we've ever held it here, but the first time in a long time that we've held, solo and ensemble here. And, we had the schools from around, the area come and compete. And, our students did a really wonderful job, and then the day itself was really well organized by our our music teachers, John and Eric. So that was a really great day. And then our students did really well with many students placing highly and going on to state. So.
Cool.
I was gonna shout out Madeline Lake and our People Services, Student Services team. We hosted a community mental health night for the first time on March 26th. And we had 11 vendors come. We had an outside speaker talk with community members and parents about fostering youth mental health. And we had about 60 community members come. So served dinner, they had a chance to connect with area resources and then hear a presentation. So it was very well received, and shout out to Madeline for organizing that.
Okay. We'll move on to administrative reports. Administrative reports first. They're just, okay, so they're not going to be presented. Okay. Safety plan.
So, I'm gonna bring a couple of things up, so you don't have to open all of the attachments. You can always look at them later, but first thing, I just wanted to let you know, so in every classroom, in fact, you can see the one in the library, there is one of these, somewhere near a door or near the teacher's desk. These are our safety plans that we have, and we update these almost every single year. But this year we were doing a little bit of a major renovation, and we're using a new resource. It's this resource right here from an organization called I Love You Guys. If you go and check this out, you'll find out that their story, it was a couple that their daughter was killed in a school shooting, and they formed this organization, and they compiled all these resources, and they're free to schools to use, as well as some other organizations. So that's where this is coming from. And one of the resources that they have there is a booklet or guide that includes every type of emergency or major emergency that we might deal with and how we might handle it. And in the guide, it literally provides what you would say in your public address, some of the actions that you might do, drills that you might do in the future or ahead of time, and then sample messages, things to send out to parents. And this one is if the hold is during the school, if the hold is at the end of the day, if the, just all of these if the situations with tools for our staff to use in the different types of emergency situations that we might deal with. So that's the guide. And then there's also a lot of posters. This is an example of one of the posters. You can see hold. What we do if there's a hold: secure, lockdown, evacuate, shelter. Those are the major actions that you take in a lot of different scenarios. So that's just the new resource. So I took that resource and I integrated it into our safety plan. So right now, some of the things that you're going to see in yellow haven't been added, and I'm going to ask for the board's approval to approve this plan with these new resources added into the plan. So you can see that on the first page, those terms, hold, secure, lockdown, evacuation, and shelter, are added so that we know those are the words we use in different situations. If you go through this plan, you'll see that, yeah, we didn't have some of these same terms, so I've added it in, for medical emergency, evacuation, this is used in a bomb threat. Hold or an evacuation might be used if there's a hazardous substance spills, depending on the type of situation it is. This next edit is just representing all the work. Earlier in the year, you had a report from our people services team that developed our crisis response. That's been added into here. Again, just kind of paging through, you can see for the lockdown, that there's lockdown or evacuation. Shelter, it can be used in a tornado, of course, and zipping along. Here we have an evacuation, and this is for fire, which makes sense. There's one last one. This one in particular, there's a lot of different options. So this is if there's a threatening person in the building. It could be an active shooter, it could be a lot of things, but depending on what that is, we might be insecure, we might be in lockdown, or we might be in evacuation. It just depends on the situation. And again, all this is an update using another resource that gives us a common language. Once this is approved by the board, then I can share this with all of our police officers, our sheriff's department, to make sure they know what language we're using, and then it'll all be updated and given to our staff. You guys trust, you can go through it, read all this, and interesting to know what we do in different scenarios. You know, it's in your plan.
So will you be doing drills then on these?
We do drills on quite a few of them anyway, but now we just need to get this language and into our staff's hands. I think one of the biggest things was what's the difference between a lockdown and a secure building? That's what we ran into recently. And when people hear lockdown, it's much more heightened feeling than to hear that, oh, we secured our building. A secure building might just be you're not letting anybody in because there might be something going on out in the neighborhood, which can happen. In fact, I think a week ago that was happening in last December. They went to secure their building. But if you present it as lockdown, people make other assumptions. So we want to get that language to our parents, we want it to our police officers, we want everybody to understand what the language is.
I know the safety plan will not be on the school website, correct? Will it be available to board members through Diligent or not? Yes, thank you.
Is there, so, I'm assuming there's a reason.
Well, you don't want,
Phone numbers and evaluation process.
you don't really want
Your
the general public
procedures.
to know our evacuation processes?
So, we're looking for a motion.
Yes.
Okay, so I would take a motion to approve the updated safety plan.
So moved.
Second.
Mikey, George, discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Rue, curriculum update.
We have this in package, but that time of year to talk a little bit about what's happening in curriculum and things going on around the school. So I'm going to jump around a little bit, hear about a lot of things, but I usually start with this one. I want to again tell you in this short presentation, I'm going to hit on each one of our pillars, our student growth and achievement, sexual staff, our partnerships, and then our financial stewardship to make carry out. So you're welcome. All right, so the first thing is just making you aware of Act 95. We're celebrating the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, and our state legislature are ensuring that we're talking about that in schools, that that's a conversation. And so each of our schools is going to do something to recognize that, to talk about with our students and to celebrate that. And I've already talked to some of the history department of high school, has this plan involving doing some videos, interviewing kids, putting it out there, doing a little partnership with our community so they can see that they're really excited about it. Each building will have a different take on it. And one of the requirements is this is what we report back to the state. So we're in great shape. These people over here are already working on that. They have plans in place. Here, so you're aware if you see things pop up that we are doing that. Pre-ACT and ACT, we've kind of come over the hump of that. We're on the other side. We have a few makeup tests to still do. And before I dig too much into it, I want to mention, because this is a conversation at my house, I have a junior, and we talk about standardized testing. And she said to me, well, that test doesn't tell anyone that I learned how to weld this year. That test doesn't say that I learned how to change oil on a car in one of my classes. I said, you're right. This is a different tool. This tool gives us other information, and you wouldn't dig a hole with a rake. And so those other ones, this tool is one that helps with our standards and our academics in those core areas. So I want to say out loud, this is not a representation of our students and all the wonderful things they can do for the arts human beings, but it does give us a picture into our academics and what we're doing as a school. This year for ACT and pre-ACT, we did some preparation going into it. Our juniors had an ACT prep day. For the day we scheduled, we worked with teachers, they worked with students on testing skills, on the content area, and got them ready for that assessment. With our freshmen and sophomores, I should say freshmen and sophomores, apologies, we did things more during their ELT, or extended learning time. We didn't take from class, we pulled them into the Performing Arts Center. We had different content areas to talk about what it means to take this test and what things they need to focus on. So that was a little bit of a change. And then we had all groups, freshmen through juniors, test on one day on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. It went extremely well. Very few issues. We had our tech department on hand, ready to go. Since we had that many students testing, very few issues that could be fixed by a restart on an iPad. So we were very happy with how that day went. Results are coming in now. Later on in the spring, we'll talk to you about that data. All that stuff is still populating. So that was the student side. Then we had the adult side. And a lot of kudos go to Mr. Oliver on this. He had his staff, we worked with the staff this fall, and pulled the standards that are in the ACT. Like, what is the ACT asking for? Because this is the assessment the state asks us to give, requires us to give. We should be meeting the standards that the state has out there. So all his teachers went through all of the different standards with a spreadsheet set up that Ms. McCutcheon had really designed and altered. And we talked about in each area, content area, do you cover that standard? We are exposing gaps. Where are we missing things? Where are things not covered? Where are things covered too many times? So his team has been going through that, working through it. It's going to be an ongoing process. We're going to involve middle school in some of that, to look at some of those standards at an earlier level, and to just make sure that we're teaching what the state of Wisconsin expects us to do. So this was a great activity for an eye-opener for all of us. New teachers. It's almost the end of the year for our new teachers, and we celebrated together. That's this picture down here in the corner. We had cake. We celebrated their first year together. The picture up in the upper left, that was their first day. We had one of their first days as a new teacher in service. We went out to the golf course and had lunch there. That's how we started. So they are sweaty August day, not knowing what they're getting into. Here they are, the veterans of our school district. We had a good group of new staff. And we wanted to know from them, how did this work for you? Is what we do, is that helpful? And so we did a survey. I'm just going to give you some highlights of it. We had a lot of, we asked them to write a lot. There's a lot of comments we're sifting through, but out of our new teachers survey, 100% felt they were very supportive in their first year. For me, that was huge. That's what we want. We want to know that our new teachers feel like they know we're asking questions and they feel like they're supported and belong here. The new teacher in-service days, this year we went to 2 days. We have so much to talk about. We said we can't just do it in one day. So we just asked about that. 82 felt it was very useful. We got some great feedback. What we could change, what was maybe too much, what they needed. And then my concern one, bottom left, is relevant. So we had 4 brand new teachers, and this means they've never taught before and they've never taught in our district. And they meet with me once a month after school, and we talk about what's going on. We just make sure that things are just another checkpoint for them, that things are going all right for them. This year was interesting because there was 1 classroom teacher, a high school teacher, and then 3 people part of People's Services. So it wasn't like having a group of classroom teachers together. That 50%, I think, and I'm going to talk to each one of them, is that I maybe had a hard time navigating helping with People's Service team members not being in People's Services person. So I'm gonna do some questioning, some asking, because that may happen again, and I wanna make sure that time is useful for that. And then our mentor program, which we've continued to mold and change, we know that that's part of the success. If they're meeting with someone else that they can talk to and they can get help from, that they're gonna be more successful. 62% went monthly, which is what we asked for. We asked them to meet at least monthly. 25% were weekly, and then there was an occasional in there. So we're very satisfied with how that goes. It's a big ask for our teachers who are mentors. They give up quite a bit of time, but we believe that it helps our teachers. So, more information to sift through, lots of comments that they gave us, and we're already starting to plan for this next year, what that looks like. We're already hearing from the staff, and so it's time to send them the welcome letter and let them know what's going to happen this summer. Elementary ELA resource, you guys are probably getting tired of me talking about this. We're getting towards the end here. We've narrowed it down to 3 resources that we're looking at. There's a group of us that were Friday up north of here looking at one of the programs, observing it in action. And came back with lots of questions, lots of answers. And next Monday, we'll meet as our ELA team, which is made up of a representative from every grade level and area. And we're going to do side-by-side comparison. We're going to get ready to present to staff. And we're going to ask the staff for a poll just to see where they're at. Hopefully we're moving forward. But we're looking for something that's continued the work that we're doing, science and reading, very systematic. We know what we're looking for, we know what we want. And in some ways that makes it difficult because our team's very specific. They really want to see the best, which is what we want. So that's where that work is at. I thought I mentioned collaborative teams. So this is our Wednesday when we have early release for students. Our teachers are getting together and they're working together. And you may not always know. You might wonder, well, what's going on during that time? What they're doing is they are looking at data. They're sharing ideas. They're planning ahead. They're trying to ensure that the time that kids in the classroom is maximized. And just from my side of watching this, from where we started a few years ago, having Wednesday early release, teams needed a lot more help. What do they need to work on? What should they be doing? What goes on their agenda? They all have agendas. I'm at the point now when I meet with the leaders of these teams, they say, please don't give us anything. We have such a list of things we want to do. We know what we need to get done. They have really taken off on their own. We get to be facilitators. As admin, we get to step in. We get to participate. But they have just taken off. We started a 6-12 group so we could align our middle and high school. And those groups have been phenomenal what they're doing together. It is just, it's great work. So that time after school is so precious on those Wednesdays. And it's found them to be very useful. So we're proud of the work that they're doing there. I'm not going to say much about this, but just giving you a little preview for next month before the board meeting. We're hoping to be a little early. Our RISE, which is Reflected in Support and Empower, is a group that Rob Kamrowski has started. Tied with technology, but not just technology, but innovative teaching and learning, giving our students the edge over other people. But he's building leaders within. So he has this group right now of about 10, and they're working through a 3-year program. They're going to become leaders. They're going to help lead their peers. He's going to start with another group. We're just going to keep building our groups and our leadership. So it'll be in the PAC lobby. There'll be food. If I can tempt you with food next month in May, right before that board meeting, you can walk through. It's kind of like a science fair. You can see what's going on.
Is that the right date?
Oh, it's probably not the right date. It's the right date. Whatever that Monday is. It's not the
11th.
Yeah, it's the 11th. Go to the next slide.
Okay, just thought I'd let you know.
Good catch. You look at that stuff over and over. I just wanted to share with you some of the work we're doing as an admin team. We ask our teams to set goals. We set goals ourselves. And we set a lofty goal for ourselves. It's on the right. End of the 25-26 school year, ELA scores, according to STAR, will increase from 63.5% proficient to 68.5%. We're asking them to go 5%. That was our goal. And it's actually a lofty goal. You might feel like 5% is lofty, but it's lofty. And we did spring to spring because that's harder. We could have done fall to spring. We could have taken the easy route and we didn't because we've got that summer slide that happens. You can see here, these are our students, same students, spring of 3rd grade year, fall, right? So it's the spring of 3rd grade and the 4th graders in the fall. So same students. How many students were tested? How many were proficient? And then what the change is. We did the change in number, because every kid's an individual. We don't want to just look at a percentage. We want to look at how many kids. So we saw some summer slide this year, and actually a little more than we saw last summer. And we were a little bit like, we've been doing a lot of stuff in summer school, trying to help build that. So now we're talking about what else can we do? What other ideas do we have that we can help kids in the summer continue to learn and not have that slide? Because if you look at when they're with us from fall to winter, performing quite well. We have some areas where it dropped, and we can dig in. We've already dug in some of those. You see the yellow. Some reasons behind that, where we move kids, they visit represented in the proficient, we're moving them from the lower area and up. But we had some phenomenal growth. If you look at our second grade, now they only had data from the spring to star in the first graders, but they have changed 12%, 14 more kids proficient. Third graders total from the spring of 25 to the winter 26, 16.4% higher. They're rocking and rolling. And I met with the third grade PLC leader today, and I said, let's talk about it. And she could say, like, we're working on this with our writing, and we're just laser focused on this, and we're going to keep doing it until every kid gets it. And they're relentless. They are relentless in their work to make sure all of our kids are learners. And it's reflecting there. It's reflecting there. So, you know, when we have them here, we're moving. We're moving kids, we're going to keep moving. And we all have our eye on the prize. We want to hit that 68.5 at the end of the year. So, maybe April, it may feel like spring, it may feel like things are winding down. We're not winding down, we're winding up. We're going to keep pushing here. All right, we've done some professional development this year. Question 3, how will we respond when students don't learn? We continue that work. That's going to be our question next year. We're going to be asking that question and see what we can do different to help all of our students be successful. So this is just some of our people in action. Our paraprofessionals there at the bottom. They've done some great PD this year as well, and we'd like to expand what we do with our paras because they are crucial in the work that we do. So we're very proud of our professional development. A lot of our staff, we mentioned the mental health, our people service team has worked as leaders on that. We empowered our staff to be some of the leaders in what we do. A little plug, Thursday night, we're going to have our literacy night. We're going to have close to 400 of our elementary students in this building and their parents and family. We're going to feed them. There'll be a lot of hot dogs. We're going to hand out books. Everyone's going home with a book. They're going to have a t-shirt. They're going to have gift certificates that have been donated by our local businesses. We're going to have a performance by this person who does phenomenal stories and makes balloons as he does them. So we're excited to see that in PAC. You're welcome to come by. You can certainly come by. We'll try to put your work. There'll be a lot of things to do. But we're excited about this community outreach, a chance for our families to be engaged with us, a chance for us to help them engage in reading. And things that are still in progress that I've talked to you about, but I like to keep saying out loud because it holds me accountable. We're still working on Portrait of a Learner. The more I learn about that, the more I know it's going to take time. It's going to take working with each grade level, each area, really what in that area should kids know by the time they're done. So this is going to be a long process. It's going to be good work. It's going to be a great vision. I told you about plans for professional development for next year. Those are already working. We're meeting. We're planning. We have a lot of things already in place. We're not into next year. Human growth and development is still hanging out there. We're working with Jessica Kish for the middle school and high school, what that looks like, what we use, age appropriate, and we're not repeating things. And then we'll work with our 4th and 5th grade. And so we're in a good spot there. And then some of you will be asked because our human growth and development committee will involve 2 board members. So we're in the process there. And then here's where period comes in, 5 and 10-year curriculum resource plan. What we do is expensive. A lot of the resources we purchase for our students cost a good amount of money, and we would be good stewards of that money. So I continue to work on a 5-year plan and a 10-year plan of what renews, what do we not need, what are we going to need instead, so that we kind of stay consistent. We don't come up with a year where we say, oh my gosh, we have a lot of money because we need all these pieces or we need something different. So I'm really kind of laying out, I'm working with other districts who have these plans, seeing what they do, copying a little bit, but also learning where some of the renewal cycles are. Some are items, some things are 6 years, some things are every year, some are 5 years. So just getting those in a good system to stay and just so you know where I'm going, where your vision is for me, just that we're innovative teaching. I want to be ahead of everybody else, and I want our kids ready for the future. Students are creating, they're not just consuming. You've heard that before, you're going to hear it again. I want that strong daily instruction. Every graduate with skills for future success and opportunities. So I want every kid to do whatever they want when they get here. learning for all learning for life. That's what we're here for. So, in a nutshell, super fast, there it is. Any questions for me? Stump you on anything in that quick trip around the sun?
So I really like the idea of 6, 7. Sorry. That collaboration, 6, 7, 8.
Yep, and then 9,
10.
yeah, yes.
Has there ever been discussion of going the opposite way?
Yes. And we're planning on next year trying to work the other way with the middle school, so they can work with 3, 4, and 5, that upper, so we can have those same conversations that way. And Pete's team's going to kind of be in the middle, working both sides, but that is what middle school is. So that's in the works to be in the plans. Yes.
Yeah, that's, and some of our 6th grade teachers are doing some observations now in 5th grade, given in some schools, trying to see how they operate.
And then I like the idea that you brought up that I think it's important that we recognize that not everything is measured on a test. And that, I think that's important. I mean, we are very, there's more to it when it comes down to the day.
I think a lot of my job is that data, numbers, but then you go to a middle school show and you see a kid up on that stage in their elements, you don't measure that on the standardized test, but we know we've done something there. So, yeah, we have to always be aware of that technology.
Any other questions?
Yes, so, easy answer to that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. We are on to number 12, unfinished business. Long and hard to get to this point. We have our initial resolution authorizing the general obligation bond in the amount.
Okay, and I'm gonna read it.
Did you want to say prior to the?
Yeah, I can kind of just give you a. Well, anyway, this is our timeline. You can kind of, and I'll just, because it's big and blurry there, I'll just kind of hit a few of them. But this whole process actually even goes back further than January of 2025, because in April of 2024, yes, we were meeting with Nexus and other companies to kind of just determine, who should we work with? What do we need to have done? This has just been a very big project. It's been taking, a considerable amount of time, but well worth the time that's been put into it. So then you get to January and we got permission to start this audit. And the work that they did, and they spent a lot of time in our school in September through October. When they brought the audit to us, they had already put in several months of digging in and looking at each school in detail, finding areas where we needed to make improvements and areas where we didn't need to touch anything. And then talking with staff to find out, what's working. And then you get to, we've been getting all this information. We put together that community task force, which they were just wonderful. I mean, they took time out of their summer to come and meet here and look at all the information, chew it over, come up with ideas, ask questions so that the Nexus people could go back to the drawing board and bring back other ideas, and just collaborating together. And then just look at in November through February, the board review. Usually that's like 1 or 2 meetings. There are 4 special meetings, plus every committee of the whole meeting that really, this group is chewing this over, asking questions, prodding, trying to figure out, get their head around the whole thing. So it's 4 buildings out of our 5 that we're looking at the improvements. It's a big project. And now we're headed into the last section. If everything goes well tonight, we'll adopt the resolution. And then we're headed into a referendum campaign. That will run from now till August. August 11th is the big date. We want to get 8/11 in your brain and start spreading that date around, because we want people to vote. And it is a primary, so we're going to have to make a big effort to get everybody out there to do this work. So that's where we're at.
Michelle, I want to commend the board for putting the work in. I know it's not always easy, but there's a lot of thought put into this. So with that, we have two separate resolutions to look at. We'll do roll call vote for both of those.
Good.
And I would take a motion. We do have. Yep. So the first one is A, initial resolution authorizing general obligation bond in the amount not to exceed $44,755,000. So I'll take a motion for that.
First, and then we'll do that. So, this resolution states, be it resolved by the school board of the school district of the city of Galesville, villages of Ettrick-Trempealeau, towns of Caledonia, Dodge, Gale, and Trempealeau in Trempealeau County, and the town of North Bend in Jackson County, Wisconsin, that there shall be issued pursuant to Chapter 67 of the Wisconsin statutes, general obligation bonds in an amount not to exceed $44,755,000 for the public purpose of paying the cost of a school facility improvement project consisting of district-wide capital maintenance, building systems, safety, security, accessibility, and site improvements, construction of an addition for classrooms and a gymnasium and renovations at Trempealeau Elementary School, construction of an addition for classrooms and renovations at Galesville Elementary School, renovations at Ettrick Elementary School, construction of an addition for a secure entrance and office, renovations and site improvements at the high school, including track replacement and acquisition of furnishings, fixtures, and equipment. So there's our resolution.
A motion to approve that resolution.
I move to approve the resolution.
Well, second.
Second by Cindy. Discussion.
I know you stumbled on the wordage there a little bit, as well as I did when I was reading it. Are we missing, I mean, even if it's a colon or something in there when it talks about Trempealeau and Jackson counties, Wisconsin?
Yeah, it seems like the county there is.
There's got to be something after Wisconsin. Counties of Wisconsin or something along that line.
So they first list all of the villages,
Yep.
cities, townships.
Yep.
And then some are in different counties, so they had to differentiate. Then they list the two counties
Right.
that are included.
Right.
Wisconsin.
There's got to be something after Wisconsin. It just doesn't, it doesn't read grammarly correct.
It's lawyerly
Yeah,
Really?
I was-
But this has been put
Wow.
together by a group of attorneys.
What threw me off is that
Okay.
they repeated the counties twice. Yeah, because you have to have the counties
You'll
listed
see that
once.
same wording on the next resolution as well.
Wow, okay.
Actually, you know what? Town of Ettrick is not in there.
No, it is not. Good catch. Actually, the village of Ettrick is, Village is there.
Yeah, villages of Ettrick and Trempealeau.
Village of
Oh,
Ettrick and Trumbull is there, town
Town
of
of Ettrick
Caledonia,
is not
town of,
there.
yeah. Town of Caledonia, Dodge, Gale, and Trumbull are there, but not town of
Let's
Ettrick.
make sure that when you say you're adopting it, that you add
I thought it was missing the first time that I thought.
Well, I looked at it
the
too, and
backup.
it's just like, okay, something's missing. Like, what's missing? Good catch, Cindy.
We need a motion to amend the resolution to include town.
Yeah. Need to redo this.
So,
Just need a motion
motion to amend the initial resolution to add
to
town of Ettrick. Motion for that.
So,
Second.
Second.
Aye.
Opposed? So now back to our initial motion. We have a first Second. And any other discussion? All right, let's take a roll call vote.
Amy,
Yes.
myself, Cindy?
Your vote?
Yeah,
I did.
You have to say it out
You
loud.
have to say that, yeah.
Did I just say my name?
You have to say
It's
yes.
your
Yes or
vote.
no?
Oh, yes, sorry. Cindy,
Yes.
Deb,
Yes.
Adam,
Yes.
Todd,
Yes.
Yes.
Kara,
Yes.
and Mark.
A, now we're gonna look at, motion carries, sorry.
7 to 1. Because Mark's not here. Oh, no, you don't count that, so you just 7 to 0.
It should be 8.
8-0.
What was the vote?
You count it as 8.
Mark is not here.
All right, resolution B. So resolution B is providing for a referendum election on the question of the approval of an initial resolution authorizing the issuance of general obligation bonds in an amount not to exceed $44,755,000. And this is a 3-page.
Okay. You have to listen to me again, sorry. All right, this motion reads, whereas the school board of the school district of the city of Galesburg, villages of Ettrick and Trempealeau, towns of Caledonia, Dodge, Gale, Ettrick, and Trempealeau County, and the town of North Bend, Jackson County, Trempealeau and Jackson counties of Wisconsin, has heretofore duly adopted a resolution entitled Initial Resolution Authorizing General Obligation Bonds in an amount not to exceed $44,755,000, the initial resolution. And whereas the school board deems it to be desirable and in the best interest of the district to direct the district clerk to submit the initial resolution to the electors for approval or rejection at the regularly scheduled election to be held on August 11th, 2026. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the school board of the district as follows. Section 1, referendum election date. The district clerk is hereby directed to call a referendum election to be held in the district at the regularly scheduled primary election to be held on August 11th, 2026, for the purpose of submitting to the qualified electors of the district the proposition of whether the initial resolution shall be approved. Section 2, notice to electors. The district clerk is directed to give notice by A, causing a notice to electors in substantially the form attached hereto as Exhibit A to be published in the Trempealeau County Times within 10 days after the date hereof. B, causing a notice of election in substantially the form attached hereto as Exhibit B to be published in the Trempealeau County Times in the issue published immediately prior to the 4th Tuesday before the referendum election. C, causing a notice of referendum, which includes the facsimile of the sample ballot in substantially the form attached hereto as Exhibit C to be published in the Trempealeau County Times in the issue published immediately preceding the referendum election. This notice shall also be posted in each polling place on election day. If any of the municipalities within the district use an electronic voting system employing a ballot label and ballot card, the notice of referendum set forth in Exhibit C shall also include a true, actual size copy of the ballot label and ballot card in the form in which they will appear on election day. Section 3, polling places and hours. The district electors must vote at the referendum election at the times and polling places at which they cast their ballots in regularly scheduled elections. Section 4, referendum election officials. The election officials appointed in each of the municipalities within the district shall conduct the election. Section 5, official referendum ballot form. The ballot to be used at the referendum election shall be prepared in accordance with the provisions of Section 5.64 subsection 2 and section 7.08, subsection 1, subsection A of Wisconsin statutes. The ballot shall be substantially in the form attached hereto as Exhibit D. The district clerk shall cause to be printed sufficient ballots for use at said referendum election, both as actual ballots in those polling places which do not use voting machines, and as absentee ballots where voting machines are used, and as specimen ballots, the latter to be of a different and easily identifiable color from the actual ballot. The form of the ballot shall be filed with the official responsible for providing the ballots for the election, and the district clerk shall file a copy of the ballot with the clerk of each county having territory within the district as soon as possible after the date hereof, but in no event later than 70 days prior to the election, as provided in section 8.37 Wisconsin statutes. If the district prepares the ballots, they should be delivered to the municipal clerks running the election at least 52 days prior to the election to allow the municipal clerks to comply with their obligation to provide absentee ballots under section 7.15 Wisconsin statutes. The municipal clerks of the municipalities within the district shall receive applications for absentee ballots and initial the same when issued to qualified absentee voters. Section 6, Canvass. The returns of the referendum election shall be canvassed by the Board of Canvassers of each municipality within the district. Each Board of Canvassers shall certify the returns of the referendum election to the district clerk. The district clerk and 2 other reputable citizens appointed by the district clerk prior to the date of the referendum election shall act as the district's Board of Canvassers for this referendum election. This Board of Canvassers shall meet in open session no later than 9 a.m. on the Tuesday after the election to determine the result of the referendum election. The canvass shall be open to the public, and the district clerk is directed to give due notice of said meeting. Section 7, DPI notice. Pursuant to the provisions of section 120.115 subsection 1 Wisconsin statutes, the district clerk shall notify the Department of Public Instruction of the date of the referendum election and shall provide the department with copies of the initial resolution within 10 days after the adoption of the initial resolution, and shall further notify the department of the results of the referendum within 10 days following the election using the method prescribed by the department. Adopted on April 13th, 2026.
With that, getting ready to take a motion.
But do we have to amend that though, again, to add in?
He
We have to
verbally
add
read
in
it and included it, so I don't think we have to.
If you want to do it.
I think we should be amending.
Alright, so with that,
I think we should be amending the written,
okay.
so then we have actual documentation.
Sure, I'll take a motion to amend.
So
Second.
Discussion, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, so now I take a motion to resolution, the amended resolution for the referendum election question, the initial resolution authorizing the issuance of a general obligation bond in the amount not to exceed $44,700,000.
Second.
Any discussion?
Kara,
Yes.
Adam,
yes.
Todd,
Yes.
Deb,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
Punk,
Yes.
Sarah, yes.
Motion carries. Okay.
Onward.
Sell it to your constituents.
Okay.
So now it's time to sell it.
Well, hopefully a lot of it.
Can I just make a quick little note? I've taken pictures of some of the yard signs that West Salem had out and Melrose had out in favor of the referendum. So I have some copies of those. Yeah, I kind of already showed her, but I just got one from West Salem the other day. But I showed you the Melrose ones, but I like the West Salem ones much better. And then what they did was they set up a committee for it, and then so that committee raised money to pay for the signs, to put them out there by donation. I don't know if West Salem did that. I know Melrose did it. I'd have to check officially with West Salem. I just thought I'd throw it out there. I thought that was a good way to get people thinking about it.
Is there a conflict of interest with having the school physically do the promotions?
So the Yes Committee next week.
I mean, whether we can actually do that versus the local group do that.
Nexus to get to the committee, but
Okay.
So as board members, we can, right, like, we can support it, but.
you just can't use district funds and you can't use district time.
Okay, I'm sure there'll be more questions come up, so Michelle, on to item 13, new business.
Yeah.
Okay. Item A, consider a staff increase, 4K teacher at Trumbull Elementary. Looking for a recommendation to approve additional 4K teacher at Trumbull Elementary.
We talked about this at our meeting on Thursday.
I move to approve.
Second by Anna. Any discussion?
Carrie, where do we sit financially with covering another teacher that wasn't originally in our budget?
Be putting out a preliminary budget in May. Some major cuts that we have to look at as far as just, going into referendum, the B&G side, for a year, making sure, that we're okay there. Pretty close to a balanced budget, but that'll come in May's.
Do we have room for another 4K teacher at Trumbull Elementary right now? Like, is there gonna be space?
We did not.
So we have a classroom right now that's a half-time grade classroom, so we can shift things, we won't need that next year. So it opens up one room for us as it is now, we would be essentially at our limit after this and adding classes.
You don't want 3K, is that what you're saying? That was a joke.
How many more big classrooms?
It'll be 3, just like we had this year, it's just we thought we were only gonna have 2, and we end up, we only have 2 kindergarten right now, we're gonna have 3 kindergarten, so we shifted that 1 4K position to cover kindergarten, and now we found that we need another 4K as well, so that's why we have to add.
Where will that put us Galesville-wise with 4K? I know that will be at 2 classrooms, but numbers of students in comparison.
Right now, there's 33 students that are scheduled to go to Galesville next year.
Okay.
Sections, about 16, 17 students right now.
16, 17 per classroom.
That's
And
why
how many are in Trumbull?
16, 17.
Currently, yeah. So right now, we're projected at 42 in Trumbull next year. So the staff capacity, we have a 1 to 20 ratio, so Trumbull just hit that threshold where they're now over those 20 students. And then any open enrollments, we're talking about shifting them to Trumbull, and we'll be sending out a parent survey to see if there's an interest to shift any other students to Trumbull, or would be more appropriate, just like we did this year.
So at 16 to 17 is where you're at right now with Galesville.
Correct.
Okay. I guess my thought process was, not that I like to shift 4Kers any direction, but is that an option? to switch some of the Trempealeau kids to Galesville. And a few Galesville kids.
They're already at 17.
But they're already the same.
I know, you said 20 to 1, right?
And so there's a little bit of buffer, maybe there's about 3 openings in each classroom in Galesville right now. But Galesville tends to get a lot more registrations
Okay.
throughout the summer.
That's what I needed to hear.
Yep, so August hits pretty hard, especially in Galesville, and then throughout the school year, at the beginning of the school year too. There's a bit more like a transient population there, so we tend to get more ins and outs in Galesville compared to other buildings.
Where are our numbers in, I know that was a concern, our numbers in Ettrick.
We're at 17
Very low.
for next year.
They
To
were
where?
really low, and then we got, what was it, 5?
Didn't you say it was like,
We're at 17 for
You're
Ettrick for
kidding.
next
It was
year.
at,
wow,
it
that
was
really
like-
exploded.
You said like 14, wasn't it?
it was
Mhm.
at like 8.
Yeah, that's what you were saying, we were talking about.
So we also need a
Cool.
lot of wiggle room there. We're already moving one that lives in Trempealeau. We're going to move one to Trempealeau from an Ettrick preference.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Cool.
Kind of balance out the numbers a little bit.
Well, I guess it was good.
Any other discussion? So, motion and a second. All those in favor of adding a 4K teacher at elementary signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Consider the approval of the 2026-2027 teacher salary schedule. This was discussed at the negotiation committee to give a 2.63% CPI to salaries. Anything else we need to add to that?
Negotiation.
It went simple and it went easy, and I surely appreciate all the negotiators on both sides. It was very cordial, and I know, I think everyone's happy to have it settled.
Does that increase go on the base or on sub?
Can we have a roll call vote on that too, please?
Sure. Okay. I take a motion first to consider approval of the 2026-27 teacher salary schedule.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Adam,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yep.
Kara,
Yes.
Punk,
Yes.
Deb,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
Todd,
Yes.
Sarah. No. Oh, yeah, Mark, yeah.
Motion carries 7-1. Item C, consider approval of the 26-27 hourly wage schedule. This was also discussed.
Negotiations, but
Oh, I'm
once we,
sorry.
yeah, once we have negotiations done, then we try to just keep that
Okay,
rolling.
okay, my bad.
So that table's just been updated to reflect the pay increase in each of the cells.
So I'll take a motion to consider the approval of the 26-27 hourly wage increase to 2.63 CPI.
We could have a roll call vote on that one too, please.
So,
Adam, second.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Adam,
yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
Kara,
Yes.
Punk,
Yes.
Deb,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
Todd,
Yes.
Sarah. No. Mark,
Motion carries 7-1. Item D, consider request for extended leave of absence. Recommend approval for a staff member's extended leave of absence. And we have the leave request. It's a leave request is in our attachment. Is there anything to add to that?
And would like to just add some flexibility so that this person may potentially have another addition to that.
I move to grant the leave request with flexibility if needed by the staff member.
I'll second.
Any Discussion? All those in favor signify by saying
Aye.
aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Push the clock. Item E, assign board member representative to attend CISA 4 annual convention, which is held on Wednesday, June 3rd at 6:30 p.m. at CISA 4 in Westfield. Anybody be willing to attend?
Well, I'll be there anyway.
We've been waiting.
Oh, I'm on the board, so I think I'll have to be there, so.
Unless anybody wants to fight Cindy for it.
Alright, so, Cindy, you be the one representing us
I already got it on my calendar for a month or two.
there. Item 14, committee reports. We kind of discussed negotiation committee, which went real well with the union. I think everybody's happy with the outcome. And then finally, review dates for future meetings. Thursday, April 16th, we have the insurance committee meeting at 5:30 p.m. So know who's on that. Thursday, May 7th, committee of the whole at 6:30 p.m. And Monday, May 11th, our regular board meeting is at 6:30.
So the insurance committee meeting, is that with the insurance center then, and, okay. Thanks.
Or at least she'll have given me all of the updated information.
Oh.
I don't know. Actually, I don't think we have any time. We meet with them. We meet with them tomorrow. It's actually pretty cool. On Wednesday, she's, the insurance center is coming and they're having a meeting with any of our employees that are close to retirement or thinking of retiring, or they have a spouse that's over 65 to find out about insurance options. And then we're giving all of our up-to-date numbers, and then have this insurance meeting. So there's a lot going on with insurance and good support there.
That we take 16, a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn, please.
Cindy, second.
Just had a question before we adjourn. There was a motion, or at least a tabled item from last meeting in regards to Sarah's request for attending. Was that taken off the agenda? I just want to know where we are because that was supposed to be on the agenda.
That was supposed to be discussed on Thursday.
Oh, did I?
No. I wasn't here, but I know, so speaking to, I did speak to legal counsel. What we're gonna have to do is look at policy.
Okay.
And final policy.
Okay. I was under the impression it was going to be at tonight's meeting, so I didn't realize.
Oh.
Regardless.
I thought we discussed that in the meeting.
Oh, we did not. All right.
But so
Was
that's
it
where
on
we
the,
are right now.
was
so
it on the agenda?
It was.
No.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Sorry.
Apparently, I'm trying to take it
A little
apart.
lopsided there.
Trying to take your other finger off.
Apparently trying to. I mean, thank you for checking into
Yeah,
that, Todd.
so,
Okay.
but we can have a discussion about policy.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
So with that, again, motion by second. Second. All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Coming. Coming.
It's supposed to get.
I'm just curious.
Really
Why
high.
you vote no for the pay raises, Sarah? Why do you vote no for the pay raises? How do you expect us to keep personnel?
It's personal choice.
So you're not voting for your people, you're voting for you personally.
No, I said it's a personal choice of how I
Good life.
But you can't give an explanation of it?
I don't have to give you an explanation.
I think you owe the people that you
No, I
represent.
don't. You're right,
I
and
don't.
I have the majority.
Okay.
Well, sir, Pete, how the hell are you? Good, how are you? I'm here. Ooh,
How about this?
how'd you do that? I had skin cancer under my nail.
I
You ever
will,
heard of it? No. Me neither till now.
Yeah, if you wanna do that, so then I have
Just
it
give
in
me a
all
local,
four.
they didn't put me in there.
Oh,
Chopped her off.
oh, fucking
I know
sorry.
it actually too, so
Yikes.
that I can go, she didn't usually, but especially when it's they're actually switching from iPads.
And I'm not saying one way or the other,
Yeah.
but that is the only protocol to
You'll
follow.
eventually get one of the as well. You have to get you set up with Diligent, which is like our agenda and stuff regarding, so, I might be reaching out and seeing what they're
Good job, Michelle.
Very well.
Yep.
Yes.
You know, versed in it, so I'm not too concerned.
Yeah. It's all we can do. I mean,
I'm very satisfied in it, so, but yeah, so shoot me an email, I'm and then, eventually sort away with all the Alright?
Congratulations, Cindy.
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna come and get it. Because, Michelle said that Kendra's got something from.